If I say that Bring Me the Horizon isn't in my top 3 bands of all time, I would be lying to you. Crazy to say that I've discovered them thanks to a stupid meme. A meme that introduced me to metalcore. A bit annoyed, I've decided to listen to their older stuff, those being Count Your Blessings and There's a Hell, when listening to songs such as Pray for Plagues, or Don't Go.
Get back in school, start to shine. Let off and a brother, and I see by most nights. I don't know what it was, I made a piece of him die. Took a bite to the forest, swallowed it with a sigh.
I knew that I was at the bottom of the iceberg. As I was writing this video around July 2025, 21 years have passed since the occurrence of a dreadful crime which took place in Yorkshire, England in 2004. It was more precisely about the horrible slaughter of young Terry Hurst. Fast forward to 2010, the band will release their third record, There's a Hell. Believe me, I've seen it. There is a heaven. Let's keep it a secret. In this album that the song Don't Go that I've mentioned before is featured. It's the 5th track and the second one to feature Canadian artist Lights after the song Crucify Me, which is the opening title. The song is heavy, aggressive, raw and emotional, as if Ollie was mourning and stuck between the stages of bargaining and confusion when it comes to grief. But before we dive deeper in the song's analysis, we need to know more about Terry Hurst first. Now, Terry wasn't an average teenager. He was diagnosed with autism and speech impediment, making it hard for him to socialize. Despite that, he was seen by the police as a good lad and had not been in trouble with the police. In fact, he was painted as an outdoor lover and a good Samaritan committed to the church, a golden heart from the eyes of his foster family. When he started to attend college, it was then that he would meet his so-called friends. A girl called Rebecca Peters and 2 boys named John Soden and German James. These 3 youngsters from Sheffield already meant trouble and were well known by the police for committing minor offences. These 3 cunts would see Terry as an easy target, and once they've learned from him that he was an outdoor enjoyer, there was no stopping them from their viciousness. They invited him to go camp with them at Broomhead Reservoir in South Yorkshire. While Terry was spending time alone enjoying his surroundings, John, Rebecca and Jermaine were just getting drunk at John's place. Once they were done, they broke into a churchyard nearby Bolsterstone and stole 2 scythes. It was late at night when Terry was dragged out from his tent by his ankles. The beatdown began and had many pauses so they could watch that defenseless kid run away for his life. With many injuries, he couldn't go far and would be catched and battered until he was no more. Terry's body was found by a farmer nearby, and what he saw was horrifying. The cadaver had many broken bones and 18 cuts all around the body. But that wasn't all. The most horrible sight was the head, in a plastic bag, and a scythe planted at the center of the skull. A detective stated that the injuries that were inflicted on this young man were horrifying, to say the least. In fact, the worst I have ever seen. Eventually, the 3 culprits were arrested, tried and sentenced for life in 2005. However, due to good behavior, all 3 of them were granted a trial for parole 12 to 13 years later. By now, in 2025, all of their trials have passed, and whether they had their parole or not, good behavior is such a bullshit reason for releasing someone. In a recent interview with the victim family, his brother stated, "They should pay for what they did. They were ruthless with my brother." Now that you are aware of the backstory, you get it why Don't Go was seen as the darkest Bring Me the Horizon song. Ollie was around the same age as these youngsters at the time, and apparently he knew Terry and the others. Rumors has it that John Soden is a cousin of him actually. Now whether it's true or not, I guess we don't know. Seeing someone you used to know being brutally taken away from you is a heavy thing to handle, hence this dark, broken and exhausting vocal deliveries by Ollie. What I first thought to be just an over-exaggerated breakup song ended up being a manifestation of one's sleeping hack syndrome. which is a sleep paralysis being the result of a traumatic experience. But for me, this song means much more. It's a reminder and a way of telling that we haven't forgotten and we will never do. As long as you sing it, you're paying tribute to Terry. That is why he just won't go.